Good morning. It's Market Day Report. Already out with a weekly export sales report from USDA, plus an announcement of some flash sales overnight. Let's go to the corn market as we absorb some of this. How about nearly 5.2 million bushels of corn sold to Spain? South Korea, 5.35 million bushels of corn sold, announced overnight. Now, that's different than the weekly export sales report, which is kind of a lag measure, if you will. Over 2 million metric tons sold, and I didn't do the calculation over to bushels on that, but a pretty good number when you look at the new crop for corn sales. Now, don't look at the old crop because you'll find probably negative numbers in there, especially for soybeans, but we're lower across the board as we open the corn market. Beans are mostly lower as well, 10.33.5. That's down 10 3/4 cents. This market's been higher 2 straight sessions. Let's go to Tommy Grisafi. He's with Nesvick Trading. And Tommy, again, more sales of corn here. We're selling corn.
We are selling corn. Hold on, let me turn down my volume. You got me excited. I won't have to yell. Yeah, we're selling corn. We're selling all types of stuff, and we should be because we made a corn crop that from last year's corn and this year's corn, we can grow corn and sell it and a heck of a lot cheaper than any other country can produce that product. So if something's, it's not that it's undervalued. It's undervalued compared to what if they would have tried to grow it last year. So yeah, we should sell a ton of corn, a ton of beans. We should sell meal. We should be selling everything. The problem is we haven't had that sale to China. And China's running all over the world trying to get everything done. And they keep getting these 30, 90-day extensions. And as they do that, they're negotiating with every country. So China and Brazil and Argentina and all them, they're real good buddies. And as you know, from when you were a younger man, which was just a couple years ago, Brazil wasn't even really in the soybean business when I was a kid at the Board of Trade in 1990. I mean, they were so small, and now they're just a monster. So we're getting our butt kicked for a couple of reasons. We have Brazil producing big crops. They have all the access to our genetics and tractors and everything else and all the people who sponsor your show, right? They sell those products all over the world, and they're planting them and they're using them, and the good Lord's bless the world with really good weather. We don't typically, when we have a bull market, it's because of demand or a big weather problem. Right now, we have pretty good demand, but we've had better weather around the world. And you're seeing that with the yield numbers USDA put out the other day, Tony.
Yeah, you mentioned Brazil. I want to bring up the cotton market here. I noticed Texas in the map there behind you. Cotton market is up 15 on the new crop at 67.88. Now bring that up to tie all of this together. Brazil has gone to the WTO. And they're upset with the U.S. tariffs. And so they filed a WTO complaint. Now, how does this all tie back into cotton? Remember, they challenged the U.S. cotton program and our export guarantee programs and won. And the U.S. cotton industry paid them $300 million. And here's where we are today. Kind of an interesting situation. So if the cotton industry in the U.S. is a little upset, you'll know why. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back in a moment, pick up the proteins. This is hitting Brazil pretty hard. We'll tell you more about that in a moment. Market Day Report continues. Okay, cash trade for cattle, 227 in the south. This is light, 245 in the north, 385 dressed. We're talking about $2 higher week over week, but really asking prices between $2 and $5 higher than that. So we'll see where we go. We've got today, we've got tomorrow, and I guess we have till about noon on Saturday if Packers push it that far. Live cattle futures lower right now. The front month down 75, 234.80. And the October at 228.95, it's down 47. So what can we pull from that? I mean, that August contract has a couple of weeks left in it before it expires, and we'll need to be as close to cash as possible A true convergence? I don't know, but at least close, right? Feeders down 110 on the front month. September now 125 lower at 345.37. And finally, over to the hog market, it's struggled. It's been lower 2 straight sessions and lower today as we go back to Tommy Grisafi. Nesvick Trading, what are your thoughts here in the protein sector?
You know, I'm down at Nesvick Trading in Memphis, Tennessee, and that's where you see my little makeshift backdrop. And we have a morning call that starts, and it's just there's a lot of emotion going on. And we start the call with meats, and there's some really smart people here. But even the smart guys are struggling with this meat market because we're just one announcement away in D.C. from this whole thing changing. And I'd like us to, we've seen what happened in copper. No copper from Brazil. Copper has its biggest up day ever. You know what? It's okay. We got to, we got to take copper from Brazil because it would take 20 years to get our copper mines going, right? The light went on with someone in Washington. Right now we're tariffing beef in Brazil. And what if they say, oh, exemption, here we go. What if they open the border? There's a lot of what ifs. And you know as well, you pointed on the map behind me on Texas. There's a lot of cattle everywhere. And the price, folks, the amount of money it takes to raise cattle right now is just unbelievable. The one bright spot is the price of corn. Their feed has absolutely fallen apart. So that's like the given. The part they know is corn. You can buy corn, cash corn, physical corn, futures, whatever, however you want to do it. Feed that animal. That part's the steady part, but the price of the cattle and these announcements. I Googled before I came on price of ground beef, and Walmart's trying to keep it at $5.99 for like an 80/20. The better cuts, so you go a little leaner. You're looking at $7-8 for a pound of really nice ground beef. What do you say, Tony? What are you guys down to? Chicken, ramen noodles? What are you eating at home?
Oh, well, I'm usually a beef or a bean and cheese burrito guy because it's easy to make. But I'm glad you mentioned that because yesterday Amazon said they'll start delivering day delivery of meat, eggs, produce. So I checked their 80/20, $4.89 per pound. Their 90/10s at $7.99. So yeah, you're spot on there. We could see that go higher. And again, it hits back into Brazil because we import quite a bit of fresh and frozen beef from Brazil that we use in that grind, lean beef. So something
real
to
quick,
keep in
I know
mind.
we got to hop, but McDonald's had earnings last week, and you think they'd be screaming about the price of beef. The earnings were good, and I believe the stock went up. But check those burger places because they need all that ground beef. They use a lot of it. Thanks, my friend.
That's right. All right, Tommy Grisafi, Nesvick Trading, joining us today.